Our top story tonight.
Are you listening, Mr. Brown? The bikers taking fuel protests onto our motorways.
It's hard enough as it is, you know, keep a job down, run a family.
They're always hitting the motorists and it's not fair.
The price of diesel is killing me.
Hello there, welcome to the programme.
Hello. Also tonight, Oscar, I remember him well.
Yes, I'm sure you do. More from Oscar a little later on. But we begin tonight with those extraordinary scenes on our road network involving hundreds of bikers from all over the country. They've been staging a go-slow protest over the rising cost of fuel.
Along the way, they won support from truckers and other motorists, bringing serious disruption on many routes around Manchester. Organisers hailed it as a major success and say more demonstrations may follow. We'll be talking to one of the protesters in a moment after this report from Rob Smith.
Think fuel, think protest, think bike. In no rush, in rush hour on Manchester's motorway network, all to give government a scare over fuel prices.
We pay tax for the road, now they're putting the petrol up. They're always hitting the motorists and it's not fair.
Government's supposed to be there to support people like us, not cripple us financially.
It's hard enough as it is, keep a job down, run a family, and then we're stuck with all the price of fuel as well.
From services on the city's outskirts, they never strayed above 20 miles per hour. Truckers in tow, our cameras in tow. Forget commuters on four wheels, nothing but two wheels, nothing but bikes. As far as the eye can see, the journey is no slower than it would be in the morning commute. But there isn't anybody making the morning commute. Those who couldn't make their journey at a different time or just didn't hear warnings on the travel news sat in queues around the city, queues getting longer as the convoy was stopped. This is what bringing a motorway to a standstill looks like. Hundreds of bikers going nowhere, just a few miles from Manchester. Supporters lining the route saw police pull over the leaders to ensure the protest didn't reach the heart of the city. A handful of truckers were given warnings for changing direction.
Well, I think I might get nicked if I don't let these guys go that way. However, these guys want to go that way.
They're not going on the route they wanted to go on. We've got them on a route that takes them to Salford Quays. But it's about managing it and trying to get the best sort of solution that minimises congestion, bearing in mind this protest was always going to take place.
Reaching their destination, they accepted some drivers heading for work or their children's school were not happy, but they pledged to do it again.
Them people were sat in traffic, we fully apologise for it, but if we don't do anything, who is going to do anything? It's just going to go up and up and up. It's going to cut everyone's throat.
This is where we are next week on the M6. Come and join us, because these guys want it.
So you will do this every week until you get a change?
Too right, yeah, why not?
Fuel protests have little history of influencing prices before public support evaporates. Honking horns and waves were plentiful today, yet even at $1.12 or $1.25 a litre, how many disrupted journeys will commuters accept? Rob Smith, Granada reports, Manchester.
Yeah, we're joined now by Nobby, who's one of the organisers of this morning's protest. Nobby, what do you think today's protest achieved, if anything, really?
Achieved? Well, maybe just somebody to actually initialise and realise that it takes ordinary people to get up and do something to make a bit of a difference with, well, all sorts of things. It doesn't have to necessarily just be the fuel. It's a case of we've all got a mouth and we should get out and use it a little more, sort of thing.
You see, the thing is, Nobby, the government keeps saying, look, it's not down to us, it's a global issue. Global fuel prices are high. That's why they're high here and probably everywhere else.
But yet you could ride over to France and fill your tank for half the price. How is that the case?
What about all the people who were late for work this morning and the businesses who lost money as a result?
I do apologise, but if we're not doing something about it, then nobody's doing something about it, and then we'll return in a big circle and not actually return anything back to the people themselves. I mean, it started off with the text message and it's just progressed on from there, and it was a case of that much support over a period of 48 hours, it was just absolutely unbelievable. So, I mean,
So when you say text message, that was just between, what, you and somebody else, was it?
A friend, Dave, has texted another friend saying, are you annoyed with things, and so forth. Next thing, I get a text message saying, come on, Nobby, jump on board, let's get the ball rolling.
And is all those people out on the motorway like that? I mean, do you think the government will take notice of that?
I hope so. I mean, personally, I can see it making at least some form of difference, as Mr. Brown's going to think, well, hang on a minute, if the bikers are having to do something about it, there must be something wrong. So hopefully, a bit of luck, it might just put his back up a little bit, you know, and actually let him realise that the duty on fuel's a little bit too much.
And are you planning more?
Yeah.
All right.
Not in the not too distant. I'm sure you'll. Excuse me. I'm sure you'll hear about it in the not too distant future. Yes.
Nobby, thanks for joining us tonight.
No problem.
Well, on to other news now, and in the